You see, algorithms have been feeding us with ideas for gender and sex debates everywhere. Lately, it has been flooded with alpha men telling you how women should be a traditional wife, stay at home, obey men, and follow all the orders of men everywhere. And algorithms thought you might like it, suggesting it to you. But sometimes it is contradicted with comments, true statements that women have choice. And one word is being thrown at it's feminism. It's not a nonsensical 6-7 that you can just say it's about roles and rights, and it's a lens to what society has become and possibly will become in the future. What exactly is feminism? Like, how did it influence the media as of today? Like, this is a media. So, how did this movement influence us today? As for clarification, these waves of feminism were directly from experiences from specific groups of people and mostly are in America and may encompass or represent the greater experiences of feminism in different parts of the world. The thing is, there are four waves of feminism. And truth be told, these four waves of feminism have different kinds of definition of feminism and their issues that they are pointing about. With the time periods being different, there are different kind of issues that women faces along with the society. The first wave of feminism was highly where it is centered on legal and political rights. In the 1840s to 1920s of the United States, women are restricted to a lot of things, from not being able to vote to properties, education, and other professions. And that they recognize that they want to be part of the society and they wanted to be equal with the other citizens, thus becoming a large-scale movement. So, during the Sonata Falls Convention in 1848 in the United States, the Declaration of Rights and Sentiments was submitted and that demanded women's rights, which then eventually led to the 19th Amendment in 1912 in the US, granting women the right to vote so that women could participate in the civil duty as well as be part of the society and be seen equally. The Dear America series, A Time for Courage, the Suffragette Diary of Kathleen Bowen, reflects this, which is set during the 1970s, where the family of Kat Bowen joins the National Women's Party to fight through a silent sentinel for women's voting rights through protests at the White House, thus portraying the women as not just people who just stands idly by and accepts everything, but they are human beings who take a step to do a legal and societal change. Although women had gained rights to vote during the first wave, many forms of inequality are still prevalent, with feminists focus on this setting bay, as they wanted to have equal rights and even equal opportunities, same as any other people in the society. They also put out that the first movement did feel like it encompassed people of color. So in this one, they focused on workplace equality like equal pay, job access, reproductive rights like birth control, abortion, and general health care, education, and the discrimination and challenging sexism. That during this period, black feminists criticized mainstream feminism for overlooking the experiences of women of color, leading to the development of womanist. And to be clear, targeted advertisements of posters, magazines, and even on television with sexist remarks, which puts the roles of women to just becoming a stay-at-home person who bears the weight for the family inside of her, such as the Folgers coffee commercial comparing a female ability to make coffee and using the new coffee to save a failing marriage, jabbing on the ability and even the role of women. These are just few of multimedia ads that show domestic and workplace inequality between women that also reduced women to merely as the manservant and marriage maintainers, which challenged the second wave of feminists to push to fight this. With the 1991 until televised sexual harassment case, the rise of the third wave came around during 1990s to 2000s. There was a call for individual issues where every individual has diverse needs because feminism doesn't fit all people. It's not the same as a person who works in different industries. And they have finally realized that there are other types of women in color or structural or financial problems that women experiences. And even gender things are brought up. A game that could represent this movement is Silent Hill 3, While not explicitly quoted as political statement, it narratively talks about bodily autonomy of Heather Mason, a real name Sheriff, where in the plot there was a cult who aims to use your body and weaponize it to give birth to their god, which is part of the anxieties of a female person, and as well as the problem with the male gaze with the stalker situation on the story, and even violation, which she fought her way in the narrative, which reflects the third wave of feminism that emphasizes on the right for person to have their own choices for their body. Lastly, with the fourth wave around 2010, a more individualism-driven wave is unfolding. The use of the internet, digital tools, and the public exposure and revelation of the systematic use meant got a question is being asked. Is activism still there? Did it stop happening? So there are movements across social media that can help and allow people to gather the same votes and even motivations to fight these systemic pressures. Take, for example, the global hashtag #MeToo movement, which weaponized digital platforms to call out sexual harassment. The fourth wave also centers trans and non-binary people and that want to encompass themselves with the word feminism, and that it must be needed to encompass all genders and not just womenly issues. And typically, many Gen Z activists are on the look for doing something and not just lamely idealism or optimism. This is evident in the South Korean digital webtoons or manhwa, where the manhwa titles such as Kill the Villainess explores such feminism, where the protagonist Aries is taking the villainous role, acting to pursue changes in society, such where she practices her individual autonomy and rejects the pre-made expectations and weaponize what she knows to reverse the situation and dismantle the restrictive society and narratives. You see, these waves are merely not just movements, but it shows a gradual progression of situations, showing how people have looked at their perspective of the society and make a remarkable change that people are experiencing as of today. This evolution of four waves has drastically restructured the gender representation in media, progressing from the early first wave where they penalize women's activity in political responsibility to second wave of objectification to third wave for major reclamation and individual agency, and finally arriving at our modern fourth wave digital spaces of global and diverse representation where we ourselves can shape it what it can become in the future. Now, looking back at it now, women have become an active part of society and politics through their votes does have a sort of domino effect on the choices of politicians as well on legal and societal paths we experience today, and with media becoming a tool to promote and express individuals' experiences of feminist experiences and inequality from which are published through newspapers to radio to television to social media, it shapes other people's perception too. By looking at this range as a continuous learning experience, we can see that media can represent, convey, and serve a highly useful tool for the progress of feminism and the movements of change. We focus attention on people who are underrepresented and overlooked, as it is of utmost importance for the conversations or to continue, as still some people of today still doesn't experience the equal rights most of us experience, even with the progress of the media and society. Thus, we must remain conscious, learn to empathize with others, think critically, and take an action to use multimedia as a tool for societal change and equality and not to dismiss these issues.